Дядя, какая ты красивая девочка, да? Красивая девочка. Красивая, Каринка, да?
Еще музыка у нас прекрасная.
Выше! Держи это место! Держи!
What's the reading now? 11,000. 12 is your average background radiation that you get in New York or in Dublin and Ireland. This is 1,000 times greater than the normal background level of radiation. We're in extreme danger now.
Chernobyl was the world's worst nuclear disaster. It was the accident scientists said would never happen, but it did. Radiation from the catastrophic explosion has left a deadly legacy.
Центральный зал блока номер 4. Включи!
The fallout from Chernobyl was surrounded by years of secrecy and cover-up. Eventually, relief agencies were allowed to send humanitarian aid to the region. Soon they began to discover orphanages like this. There were almost 300 in all. What Irish volunteers saw here led to the founding of Chernobyl Children International.
When we first came here 8 years ago, I can't describe to you what we found here. Children who were dying, children soaked in their own urine, covered in excrement, in beds which were in shocking order, and the children were terrified of us, unused to human contact or touch. And I remember being completely and utterly overwhelmed by the magnitude and the scale of that.
Irish volunteers raised €1.5 million in their own communities and turned this once grim orphanage into a world-class childcare centre. CCI has raised and spent €100 million in the stricken regions around Chernobyl. In recognition of its outstanding work, CCI was awarded official United Nations NGO status. The service it provides have reached almost 1 million children and their families. This year, CCI needs to raise €1 million to fund its priority projects.
We work as medical professionals in Ireland, and we've been asked to look at the kids here in the orphanage because there hasn't been a doctor for a long time and there won't be a doctor again for at least 3 months.
In Belarus, children with physical and mental disabilities are sent to adult mental asylums when they reach 18. CCI has now convinced the government in Belarus to allow young adults like the two Sashas to live in new, independent living units.
This is your home, and love it, enjoy it, and peace to you both. Garda Margaret, to everybody here, fantastic!
CCI is also transitioning children out of the old orphanages and into a chain of 30 foster homes across the country.
I would love to be able to think that homes such as this one, that this would be something that we could replicate throughout the country. And if I was to say what's in my heart, it would be a real belief that it's one by one we will shut down the orphanages.
Мне надо досмотреть ребенка, мне надо, пока он живет, чтобы я была с ним.
She has 2 holes in her heart, which, according to the Ukrainians, is the defect that they describe as the Chernobyl heart.
And would you believe we can actually save a child's life for $1,000, which is incredible.
Without these operations, 1 in every 3 of these children would die by the age of 5. More than 10,000 Irish people have worked as volunteers with Chernobyl Children International over the past 25 years.
We are here because of children who suffer unnecessarily.
I pray you'll be alright and watch us where we go.
This is Andre, and he's 12 years of age, but he is the weight and size of maybe a 2-year-old. But now he's in our care, and thanks to Irish volunteers, he's been given beautiful palliative care.
Let this be our prayer.
This is Vasa and Victor, 2 brothers who are typical of children born with birth defects.
They currently need nursing and medical care. How can you help us to help them?
Lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace.
When you see people come together to do extraordinary things, to give up their holidays, to get out here to, you know, just work with children who are in just such a dire strait, it's just inspiring.
Every day this year, the work of a volunteer, the contribution of a corporate sponsor, the funds raised by a local community will help give these children living in the long shadow of Chernobyl the care and the hope they deserve.
Please donate what you can. These children depend on you.
Save.